This town exists because of its proximity to one very important historic site with, you guessed it, painted rocks, but unlike any other on our continent. So the painted rocks themselves are on a private ranch. They do open it up for public tours, but you have to set up an appointment, and they give you a little code for the gates. Here we go. Welcome to the Campbell Ranch, a beautiful, rugged piece of Texas, settled in the 1870s by an adventurous man who came to Texas to learn about the Southern Plains Indians. And this is his granddaughter, Kay Campbell.
They bought all they needed just to camp out and travel along following Indian trails, see what they could find. They had found things that Indians had left at the water hole.
Okay, yeah.
And so when he got to Paint Rock, and here it was, the payload, he found the pictograph.
Payload indeed. 1,500 different drawings on a bluff above the Concho River. To protect the art, he scrounged up some money and bought the land. And at 94, Kay is still carrying on his passion and legacy.
I was exposed to this when I was such a young child that it has become a real serious part of me. When I'd go to visit a friend, I'd say, well, would you show me your pictograph?
Of course, you got pictographs. We all have pictographs.
No, there are no pictographs here. I was like, well, what's the matter with you?
Well, I'm going to say the same thing to Kay. Show me your pictographs. And to show us around the property, here's Kay's son, Bill. Okay, so how old do we think these paintings are?
Well, they range probably from 2,000 years to 150 years.
Okay. For the Comanche Indians and the Humano before that, this seems to have been a very special place where they left some very interesting drawings.
This is what we have always called the plume serpent.
The plume serpent.
A god, and it would be up in the clouds, head of a snake, and lightning would come out of its mouth.
Sounds like a Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath song or something.
Head of a snake and the body of a dragon.
There are lots of unusual shapes, but some are less abstract and can be tied to actual events.
This is showing the massacre of the Mission San Saba, that the two people are priests. When the massacre occurred, his head was cut off. It's Comanche painting.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense to me. Evidence suggests that this was an Indian festival ground for thousands of years, and not just for small nomadic travelers, but big group blowouts on certain days, especially the winter solstice.
I can tell you how they started the ceremonies.
Okay.
The solar markers. This is the big one. The mom says it's a turtle with the sun on its back. Kim Cox says it's the fire of the sun. On solar noon on the winter solstice, there's this undagger. You might call it the solar fire drill.
On the solstice and equinox, shadows cast by the rocks above begin to interact with the drawings in amazing ways.
They only discovered solar markers here in 1996.
Really?
And there's lots of them here.
A game-changing discovery, really. Kay's favorite is this little figure who on the winter equinox walks up this shadow line. It seems this was their calendar, telling them all when it was time to get together.
It was a big party. The solar markers would tell them what time it was to do what dance.
Yeah, this is the original Woodstock grounds.
Oh, maybe so.
But stare too long and your mind can really wonder.
You see that? Looks kind of like a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Okay. It also looks like a UFO.
Uh-oh, now we've opened a bag here. It's fascinating listening to the stories and theories about what all these pictographs mean.
They all have kind of the same reason to be there. You know, it's their attempt to communicate their feelings and their thoughts.
Do you feel like you get the message?
We all get a different message. And that's when it's fun, when each person tries to convince the other person that theirs is right.
Yeah. Well, I love a good Texas-sized mystery.
And there are many mysteries in pictographs.
Will we solve this mystery in the future? Well, only if we can go back to the past. But the fun in the present is the pondering. If you liked this video, chances are you're going to love another video that's somewhere right about here. Or you can visit thedaytripper.com. But above all, what I want you to do most remember the Alamo. I'll see all y'all out on the road. Bye con Dios, amigos.